Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my video on Prince Harry, Meghan, and their children. So we have Harry recently coming to England, so I thought we would do a video on him. This will be a follow-up video on the video that I did a few years ago now, and we'll see what we can see in the charts, and I'll see what I have been getting as well, as I always do. So let's start looking at the charts. So I'll share my screen. So here we have Prince Harry's chart. So Prince Harry, he's a Virgo. So he's an ascending Capricorn. He has a Virgo sun, Taurus moon, and Virgo in Mercury. So he'd be very precise, very particular, the way that he would say things. And you can see that when he does interviews, he's very particular in the words that he uses, and he's very poised. It comes across, if you met him, or he'd come across being quite organized and quite structured. And I feel like he does come across being quite reserved. He has Venus in Libra, so the way that he loves, I feel like that he does love to help people generally, especially when it comes to money and in relationships. We got that Venus in a Libra. It is about helping people and being quite giving as well. Now, I said in my last video, I actually thought they would be broken up, him and Meghan, by now. But I kind of feel like behind the scenes, that it's kind of like off and on, or not really together, but it's all about showing face, is what I feel like with this couple. He is someone, interesting enough, he does have his MC in Scorpio, which I feel Charles may have the same thing. There was a recent chart that I did, and I'm sure one of them had that, which can be about power. It also can be interesting enough about taboo things we don't talk about. And he does the Invictus Games, and he does do a lot of like charity work, and I feel like that can fit under the Scorpio MC, because some of the charities that he does work, say like his mum with the AIDS, would also sort of fit in that category, be like taboo things we don't want to talk about. But he does want to address things, and he's big on mental health too, and mental health advocate, which also goes into that MC in Scorpio in terms of his career. I heard today they're saying that he's running out of money. In his chart, it does not indicate a loss in money at the moment. It indicates that, sorry, speak too fast. There can be issues in his career, but when it comes to money and other people, he's actually got good at doing, I feel like, doing business or partnerships, and very focused on other people's money as well. With that whole stuff we're seeing about security, I feel like that's more Meghan than him, but he has to show face, and he has to also go with the flow, I kind of feel, in that relationship as well. I'm just going to see, I've got my other charts here about with that other in Scorpio. I'm sure it was Charles who had that. Um, no, wasn't. It wasn't Charles. Let me just see. It was Prince William. Prince William actually also has his MC, which is in Scorpio, but his ascending is in Sag. So interesting enough, two brothers both have their MCs in Scorpio, which I find actually very interesting. Also, fun fact, he's born with Saturn and Pluto in that ninth house, which can mean travel. And there's those issues coming up with him traveling to do with the security guards and security too. He's someone that, and I did the last video I did, I went right deep into the chart. I won't go as in deep this time because we've got a lot to cover in this chart. I do know that he does get emotional about his family, and also his life lesson is about his family as well. We've also got that Uranus that's gone through this fourth house. It's almost out. I think give it a couple of years and it will be sort of out of that fourth house going into the fifth house. We can be unexpected things with relationships. It'll also, when it hits this Chiron, it will be unexpected pain. Too. He's going through a big change at the moment with the Pluto going through his first house. And when it comes to his earnings, he does have Neptune going through the second house as well as Saturn. So we do know that there has been issues from the media, and we can see, especially the last few years, with Saturn going through the second house, it'll come out next year. That's when things might pick up more. He'll do a lot of, I think he'll still do a lot of charity work and work where he's being of service with Neptune being in his second house. Or it also can mean that he is, like the earnings is drying up. It can mean a dissolve in earnings as well with Neptune in that second house. But because he's born with this Venus and the Sun and Mercury in the eighth, I think that will sort of help him and he'll be okay. I do see him returning back to the UK once the relationship is done with Meghan. At the moment, I feel like he's just trying his best to make it work and put things all together. And as I've said before in my other videos, both Charles, William, and Harry all have Chiron in the fifth house, which is like their wound or their pain. So relationships is not a good thing, especially for Harry. He's got nothing else there to help him out here. Nothing in the seventh. The fifth has got his Chiron. If you look at his friends, he has Mars. So he's got a strength with friends and likes being around them. He likes people who are a bit odd, a bit different with that Uranus being in the 11th house. But he also has this Mars there, which can be arguments with people as well. But it's more friendships, it's not really relationships. We've got, there could also be, I think they met through friends, and it could be a sense of friends with money, potentially Venus also being in the eighth house too. He's also, see, relationships also need to be quite stable with him. He needs to feel secure. He's got his MDC in Cancer, and it could be that he does. They don't like to talk about their emotions. They don't like talking about things that much potentially as well. They like to have that sort of wholesome, homely family too, having DC in Cancer as well with him. He also, once this Saturn comes through into the second house, it's going to be siblings. So we're not going to see a makeup with William just yet, not with this Chiron going through the third house, such as a transit. It is causing issues and drama with siblings. And then we're going to have next year Saturn kind of come into this area as well. So it's going to intensify, it's going to get worse. And it's going to get more worse as Saturn gets closer to that Chiron as well in that third house. So I don't see them sort of making up just yet. I think that there's no love lost here at the moment with that. But I kind of do feel kind of bad with Harry and what he's having to go through behind the scenes. And yes, a lot of it is self-inflicted, but I do feel like it's 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 sort of, yeah, I kind of feel for him. I do feel like there's a bit of spitefulness that's happening with him towards his family. But with this Uranus going through this fourth house here, it's unexpected, definitely unusual things happening within the home, within the family. We can go forward and just see. Oh, Jupiter at the moment is in the seventh house. So Jupiter in the seventh house is going to sort of keep the relationship together, even as I feel behind the scenes it's not really together. But on the front though, look, it may end, but I think I have a feeling it may end closer once Jupiter's up towards this area. Next year, so when we get after July, August next year, it is going to go over his natal Mercury was making him more confident in communication and he will receive some good news. But also in this part of the chart for him, it will be money. So there'll be more income, more money will be coming in for him next year, even though he's going to have the situation happening down here. But as I said, Saturn moved on into that third house, which is a different area for him. I do feel like he does want to make up with his family, though. Let me just see if next year, let's just go forward and see if that Uranus does go into um, that next house by next year. Oh, actually, it will. So when we're coming into next year, or near after, there could be some unexpected things happening with relationships, but there'll be something that comes up with him, there'll be sort of unexpected pain and something issues, and that could be next year or even the year after. I kind of feel like could be more 28 or something could happen. But by then we've got that Saturn in that third house with the Chiron. So there will be more issues coming up towards siblings, so towards with William. But you just have Neptune there in that second. So he overthinks things. He can be a little bit stubborn, and I feel like with him he can be emotionally withdrawn, but he'd be with Virgos like they're very nitpicky, fault finding, perfectionists. That Mars in Sag sort of lightens him up and makes having that fun. And when I say about him, how he used to be a bit of a jokester, a bit of a pranker, that would be the Mars in Sag, bringing a bit of life to all that Earth energy that he has. But and I just feel like sometimes he's deliberately just being a little bit stubborn, is what I feel. But even when it comes to family, his IC is in Taurus. So that can be the stubborn one in the family with that being there. So let's look at Meghan's chart and see what we get with Meghan. And then I'll go through what I'm getting with them. And then we'll also look at the children's charts as well. There's something interesting when we get to Lilibet's, can't say properly, Lilibet's chart, or their daughter's chart. I'll say that. So, okay, so we've got here Meghan Markle's chart. And then last time I did my video, I did have people coming for me, people who liked Meghan. And I'm sorry, we cannot change the planets. We cannot change her personality. It is what it is. I'm not going to apologize for that. Now, she is an ascending Cancer, so she comes across as this homebody, this homemaker. I think that's where we get that whole wholesome family show look. She, Venus in Virgo, I think that's where we see all that video, or that not video, sorry, the Netflix show where she's trying to be very big on details and make things look pretty and nice. I think that's part of that that Venus in Virgo, also the moon in Libra. So she is a double Leo. She's got Sun in Leo, she's got Mercury in Leo, she's got the moon in Libra. There would be a part of her that does want to try and help people sometimes with that moon in Libra and finding the balance. But at the same time, emotionally, she can have sort of problems with her emotions too, because she's actually got this conjunction down here with the moon, Saturn, and Jupiter. I mean, Jupiter can sort of make her be resilient and bounce back when problems do come up, but there's also these problems with emotions that she has and in the home too. And she's always going to have that because she's born with it. Having that Leo Mercury and Leo Sun, it's going to be, and also with the Sun being in the first house, it is all about her. So she wants to be in the spotlight. She needs to be in the spotlight. She would have an ego. Her Mars is in Cancer, so her family do frustrate her as well. She's got all these squares here to Mars, so she would have a temper. I would definitely say that. She does have a way with words, but it's all positive aspects here and how she tries to sweeten things up. Very particular how she does things, pick and choosy, but she does want to be in a spotlight. Also, too, MC in Aries for her work. She wants to be her own boss. She wants to be a leader. And Leo rules second house. So again, she wants to be sort of in the spotlight here and be the main talker. But looking at who's a stronger person here, you would have to go more with Meghan over Harry. So Meghan would be the one calling the shots because she's more of a fixed energy, as Harry, he's more mutable energy with his planets. Meghan also hides her anger as well with having her Mars in her 12th house. Now, with her, she's actually Jupiter's, let me just go back to make sure we're in the right year. Sorry, in 2026. She has Jupiter currently, so we got this over her nose. So this is like a life lesson. It's positive at the moment. It's coming up. That's going to be coming up for her. And then we're gonna have Jupiter's going to hit Mercury, so she's gonna herself will have some good news coming. It'll be more confident in her communication too. She's also got for her, she's gonna have Jupiter over the Sun. So coming up with this next year, it's actually going to be a little bit positive for her personally. Now, there will be more money, pay rise coming in, so she'll find a job. There'll be something coming up for her. I can go forward and see. It's probably going to be before this time next year. You might find that happens around April next year, perhaps. But there will be some money coming up for her. The reason why her work ventures haven't gotten, or they haven't sort of gone anywhere, she's had Chiron in the 10th house. So that can be sort of pain, issues with the work. And that's going to be there. She's still got at least another 5 years of this being in that 10th house here. Then she's also going to have Saturn also coming into the 10th house. It's just sneaking in there. I think it will sort of retrograde back and then come forward more next year. So just like with Harry, when it's going to come into his sibling next year, it's in her 10th. But with Jupiter going to second, there'll be something that comes up. There'll be some kind of more money, pay rise. It may not be for long. It may not be as much, like a lot what she's expecting, but there'll be something coming up. But her actual career is not going to take off. And it's only going to get worse, especially as Saturn moves through the house over the next couple of years, starting from more next year. But I think we're already seeing cracks of that showing now. She also has, when it comes to relationships, she has Pluto going through the 7th house. So this is the marriage house. So when we look at relationships, we look at the 7th house and we look at the 5th house. We have Uranus and Neptune right on the cusp there. So unexpected relationships, marriages with children, but they don't last. These people do not have good relationship planets. She's actually drawn, so she's drawn to someone as a family man, someone who does sort of hold their emotions in, who are not very emotional, someone that's a nurturer, a homemaker. And Harry is drawn to someone who's very like pleasing. He wants to help him and work together as a team, to be a team environment. That's what he's after in a partner. And I feel like she may have shown that when they first met, but I think now it's very different. And it's like he's in it too thick and he's in it too much. And he's trying to save, I think for Harry, he's just trying to save face for his family, is what I kind of think for them, for these two. And also too with her Pluto in the 4th. So she's got this constant energy when it comes to family of destruction and rebuilding and having to sort of start again because she's born with that. When so in terms of relationships, also we got this Pluto energy going through the 7th house. So it is about destruction and rebuilding. Look, I thought it would be over by now. As I said, behind the scenes, I think it is kind of done. I think that we may not see it publicly done until maybe a year or two. I do feel like she'll be the reason why that breaks up. I think that I do feel like she'll be cheating. I do feel like there'll be someone else that comes into her life and it could be, I feel like it's going to be someone that could be like behind the scenes of the camera. I think they will be in the entertainment industry. I do think they're going to be someone who's going to be like a lifeline or like with someone here it's like a better opportunity here for her. I don't think she's done yet because with Harry becomes all these titles and it becomes all these things that she says she doesn't want to be known for, but she uses. Too. She gets angry too when she gets emotionally. She gets a bit angry as well. I will say that with her chart. So also too, the reason why I think I said that about this in the other video that I did is the reason why friends is hard for her, why she doesn't really have friends. it's part of her wound. So her wound, her pain, her chiron is to do with her friends and social groups. But at the moment, maybe she's drawn to having people who are a bit quirky, a bit different, or there's been unexpected things or unusual things happening with friends as well. So that is her chart there. Let's look at the children's. I'll go through what I'm getting and then we'll look at the children's chart with them. So with Harry, as I said before, I feel like there's a bit of a spitefulness or bitterness to do with his brother and the family. And I do feel like he feels like he's boxed in when it comes to Meghan. And I just feel like with his whole relationship, it's just about saving face. And I think that's the reason why he's not moving, why things aren't ending. He's trying to, and I feel like it's about what happened with his mother as well. He's just trying to keep things together and hold it together too. I do feel like he's the spokesman, so I feel like he's the one who has to sort of come out and say things and wear sort of the brunt where it sort of comes from Meghan, not from him. And I feel like he's not the one that makes the decisions. I do feel like it'd be Meghan Markle that does make the decisions, and you can see that in the chart. As I said, she's more of that fixed that Leo is gonna overpower the Virgo energy. And I do feel like when it comes to Harry, that he does need his space, he does need freedom. And I feel like he's limited to what he can do. Um, and I feel like everything, it just plays on his mind a lot. And we're having that Mercury in Virgo, it would, but I feel like he's constantly going through things and he's trying to please everybody. And I feel like it's like he's a lot going on for him. And we only see what we can see and we surmise, but I feel like behind the scenes, there's a lot that he's trying to hold on together. And I actually feel quite bad for him. When it does end, I do feel like there's going to be a tug of war with the children. And I feel like I said it's already ended. I was getting yesterday when I was tuning into the energies for the video, I was getting a clear like 1 to 3. Like I was well, one, and I was thinking about or three. So I'm gonna say within 1 to 3 years we may see it end then. But kind of as I said, I feel like it's already kind of ended. And I just feel like that it's very hard for him. Um, Okay, I feel like he's going to be getting a medal. So I do feel like I could see him getting some kind of medal or war medal, and it's to do with the work that he's doing about the soldiers and the games and things that he does do behind the scenes. And I could see Canada with them. So I know they were meant to move to Canada, and I think they did or they didn't go, but I could see Canada. So again, so that may be where he goes, or there could be something about Canada, a trip coming up to Canada. But I do feel like he's going to move back to England when this all ends. And I do feel like he wants more money of Charles. So I do feel like he's going to come and he's going to ask for more money. And that's, we can see in his chart, he's got very positive planets when it comes to money from other people. And I do feel like Charles would be giving him maybe money on the side as well. And I do feel like he does want to show his children off to his family. And I do feel like he wants them to be part of it all together. And I feel like he does miss his home, miss his family, but I feel like there's a lot of rift and I just feel like he's just trying to save face with all this and he's trying to hide things and put things under the rug. And it's like he's just trying to do what he can. But at the same time, I do see him trying to distance himself from her as well. As I said, this whole thing about Meghan not coming, oh, because of the guard thing, I think that's more, it's Meghan, that's not him. And he's just trying to save face and he's trying to make up an excuse because it's better, it's better to make it look one way than what the reality is as well. So, now with Meghan, um, when this ends, I don't think she fully understands what happened or what it's like with the children because at the end of the day, it's when you're dealing with royalty and children in relationships, it's different than a normal relationship. And I don't think that she realizes that it's going to be different because um I don't think the children are going to be with her a lot. I think they're going to be more with Harry. And I think it's going to be to do with like the protocols or what happens. But I just don't think she understands how it all works and what she thinks. So before I feel like she's going to be the one that cheats with this relationship and that she's the one it's going to end because of her. It's like when she's done, she's done. When she's done or bleached or gotten whatever she can out of him, that will be when it's done for her. Um, when Jupiter moves into Virgo, goes through Virgo and hits her Venus, that would be quite positive for her. There's, I just feel like there's going to be big things her chart's going to activate next year as well. Okay, so I got here that I feel like Megan's quite lazy, and I feel like that what you see in like what you see this TV, like when you got that show, I didn't watch that show on Netflix, by the way, but what I did see of her, I feel like that's not really the real her. And I feel like there's this different persona that she has behind the scenes and what she shows on TV. And I don't feel like she's a hands-on mum either. I feel like that she was more only for show. And I kind of feel like she always want nice things of Harry. I feel like she thinks that she deserves more respect as well. Okay, what I could see as well with the whole guard thing, I could see Harry begging and pleading to come over or to come, and I just feel like it's a conflict and it's been drama, and I kind of feel like it's more on her side, and I kind of feel like everything has to be on her terms. But I just feel like the Netflix deal is done. I feel like that in terms of her next project, could be more of a movie that comes up. I do think there's going to be more TV that's going to come up for her, or or even like a book deal as well. But we'll see. But let's look at the children's charts as I did the with William's children. So I'll do Archie's first. There's a lot happening in their children's chart that I could see. So and it was funny because one child has planets on one side of the chart, and then the other child is like on the other side of the chart, which I felt was interesting too. And we've got the little girl being a Gemini, and we've got Archie being a Taurus. So I feel like that he would get along better with Harry more than his mum. Um, and with Elizabeth, or daughter, kind of felt there was conflict between her and the mum as well. I kind of feel like Harry's going to end up with the children in the end. Okay, let's have a look at their charts. So here we have, this is Harry's chart here. So here we have, not Harry's chart, we've got Prince Archie's of Sussex chart. As I just said, he's a Taurus, so he's an ascending Taurus. He's a Taurus. He's got a moon in Gemini. He's got Mercury Aries, Venus Aries, Mars in Gemini. So even though this little boy would be a little bit stubborn, he'd love money, and he would like to nice foods and finer things. He'd also be a networker. He'd also be a bit lively and cheery, and want to have a chat, a networker. But he has very strong opinions. This is someone who can be a bit argumentative, and he's gonna have is with Sun and the Moon in the first house. He's gonna have he's either similar to his parents, or he has like looks like maybe you may look at him a certain way. He looks like Harry. You look at him another way. He may look like Meghan, or he has their traits. There's something about having like you look like your parents, or you're sort of having similar personalities to your parents within that first house. He hides a lot, this little boy, because he has all these planets in the 12th house. He probably hides a lot about how he feels, and he doesn't really say much. At the moment, there's some issues with communication at the moment. Also, too, having the planets coming down this side of the chart can indicate some health issues. There's also something with him like dissolving in pain of some sort if something's happening in his life. We don't know. We don't get told a lot what happens in their lives. We don't see them that much. His MC is going to be in Capricorn. So for him, when it comes to his work, he will need to be a career that's very structured, very routine, very much be following the rules. So, it could be a lawyer, it could be a police officer. It'd be interesting to see what he does get. But there's a part of me that's very argumentative, though, having Mercury and Venus in Aries. It's like fire. I'd be very passionate about causes as well, I feel like. He had Uranus over the moon. That was a couple of years ago. Um, there had been something unexpected happening at home that maybe when he found out that he's having a little sister. We don't know. What I know for him or know with that relationship, so at the moment he's actually quite happy about the family and there's a home situation. It's quite happy for him. He's got coming up in 27, so next year, Saturn will be coming over his Venus. For him, there'll be issues with either a loved one or could be financially. So, because he's so young, more with a loved one, I dare say. Could be like that he's not getting along with mum or dad, or could be something else that happens. I don't know if we'll ever know. We probably won't because we don't get to know a lot about them. Also, when we come at a bit of part of this year and next year, he'll relationships for him will get better as well because he'll have Jupiter going through his fifth house too. He will need to be with strong. When he gets older, he'll want to be with a strong lady with him. The only thing with also with little Archie here, there'll be delays in his life because he's got Venus square Saturn, and then he's got other squares here with Venus. It can mean there's some delays with his like milestone delays, meaning like marriage and relationships. There could be some delays with him with that being there. I feel like that there's like trust issues with him too. But I feel like that as a young child, I feel like he's very smart, very intelligent. I feel like he needs to feel safe, and that could be that Taurus energy that he has. I do feel like there's trust issues with mum, and I do feel like he's left alone a lot. I feel like the children, like I said, I don't feel Megan's a hands-on mum. I do feel like these children having to be quite independent, having to sort of grow up, and I feel like it's okay, but it's not okay. That's what I kind of get. He will get interesting too. The charts indicate that he will get a good inheritance when the time comes, but in Lilibet's chart, there's like issues there when it comes about the home and when it comes to inheritance. So there's some interesting things here. I feel like he has a cheeky smile as well. We don't see a lot of these children, so it's hard to know. Um, just have to go for what I feel really with them. When we get to Elizabeth's chart, her chart is quite interesting with what's coming up in the future and what's happening around her. Sometimes to know what's going on in people's lives, look at the whole family as well. Um, trying to see. So also he's got a lot of say. He does have some really good aspects here to other planets, but then he's got these squares, which can be quite difficult as well. But he'll have that when he gets older, he'll probably be a very good talker. Be able to talk in front of people too will be a good thing that he can do as well. I just come getting he's very cheeky. I feel like he's gonna have his dad's cheeky smile, I kind of feel like. Okay, so when we get to the next chart, so it'll be Lilibeth's chart. So we've got here Lilibeth's chart here. She is an ascending Leo. So she's an ascending Leo. She's got a Gemini sun, moon in Aries. So the children do get along. They got planets here that can sort of blend well. So the children, I feel like sometimes maybe they feel like they're all that they have each other. They got Venus and Mars in Cancer too. Okay. Interesting enough. So Archie sees his dad as being the stubborn one and his mum as being the networker, more talkative one. Then Elizabeth sees the dad as being more the networker, the chatty one, the smiley one, social butterfly, and sees the mother as more the argumentative one. I kind of feel like that she's very sweet. I kind of feel like there's love and love with dad, but I got conflict with mum. And I feel like head to head with mum, like they butt heads. And I feel like dad makes her feel quite safe. Now, what I found interesting with her is that she has at the moment Saturn over the moon and so either way, where she's been born in, throughout her life, she won't like where she lives. The home or her emotions, there'll be issues with her emotions. And at the moment, it's more intense with her. Like she might have a bit of an attitude, but there'll always be issues with her when it comes to the home, wherever she lives. And the eighth house is about inheritance, it's money from other people. So there's always going to be issues there with money from other people as well. And at the moment, it's Saturn in this part of the chart. As I said, we don't know what's going on, but there's like a loss of money in her chart. We don't know. At the same time, she's feeling a little bit more stronger and confident in herself as well. She's going to have her MC in Taurus. So when she gets older, she'll probably work in some sort of something about money or finances would be a thing for her to work in. It could be doing like property, like real estate agent, perhaps. Or maybe she'll like have an interest in real estate, but she'll have a job that's very secure and makes her feel very safe as well. And she'll all be about her work, and her career will be a big thing with her too. The sun being in that 10th house. So she actually sees her dad as a career dad. She sees the mum as there's like issues with money, mum as well. And also having that Chiron with the moon can be issues with the mum, pain with the mum. The wound, part of her wound for this lifetime could be with her mum. And that's what I was picking up. She's also got, now in 2030, there's going to be a big thing happen for her. And I felt like also too, her IC's in Scorpio. So for her, she might be more the secretive one of the family. She might be the one that's a bit more, doesn't tell everyone anything either, perhaps. Now, when she's 9, so in 2030, this is in 4 years' time, there's going to be a big move for her. She will be having, Pluto will be over, I will go, we'll go for a head so I can show you. Or also down here, she doesn't have as many squares as her son, as her brother. She has these squares here, but she has these tries, and I think he had the same try to Venus and to Mercury, but he had more the squares. She doesn't have the squares, so she's going to be more confident, maybe better at talking. There'll be less setbacks in her life, but she's going to be very feisty as she goes older. She has the same Mars as her mum, 2 Mars in Cancer. Frustrations with family. Let's go to 2030 and I can show you what I am seeing for her. Also, when we get to 2030 as well, Prince Archie also had, at the moment, some anger in the home too. I can see from his chart because he has Mars over his moon in his chart, so he does have some anger over the home as well. But we're coming in a couple of years' time, there'll be some unexpected pain issues with him, and that could be an ending of the parents' relationship, could be. But let me go to 2030 because there was things here which could very well could be an ending of relationship or could be like court issues. But we've got Neptune over the moon here, which can be a dissolving in the home. So there will either be a house move or someone's moving out. We're going to have Pluto. It's going to be around her Saturn. That's going to make her feel uneasy. I feel like that transit can make people feel quite depressive as well. We got up here. She's going to have, by this time, Uranus would have hit her sun, something unexpected happening of her life. So this will be before 2030, but also it's coming up here over that Mercury. Unexpected communication coming up as well. We've also got Chiron over the Uranus, so unexpected pain. So she's got a lot of planets lining up, hitting other planets, and that can indicate there's going to be a very unstable time in her life. I think that maybe this could be where she goes and lives with her dad. If they're broken up before, before then, it could be an announcement. But this is a big shake-up in her life that I could see. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens in their family that's going to affect her so much during that time. Which I thought was quite interesting. And we'll have to wait 4 years' time to see what's going to happen, what's going to unfold in her life. I do think that there are cracks showing already. I just don't feel like they're together, but I feel like everything that we see is for show and everything's very different behind the scenes. I do feel like these children are raised by nannies and other people. But yeah, I feel like Harry is more the hands-on father, more hands-on parent, and I feel like the children do trust him and they like being around him, being his energy. I feel like it's a different story when it comes to their mother. I just see a lot of clashing going on as well. And I just feel like that Meghan still wants to be seen as being in the spotlight, but it's like her spotlight is being dimming. But I keep on seeing like the camera cut, so there could be more movies, or maybe she's going to work behind the scenes. She's not going to leave the entertainment industry. I think that's what she knows, is what she loves. And I do think she's going to use her name and use her push to get what she wants. But it's like her light is also fading as well. So we'll leave the video there because it's going to be a long one otherwise. Um, if you want me to go, and if you noticed in their charts, the children's charts, there was nothing in the siblings as we had in William's children, which I thought also was quite interesting as well. Um, but we'll leave it there for now. If you want me to do more in depth about their charts, let me know, and I will do that at a different time. But thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and I'll see you for my next video. So bye for now.